Hey everybody, so today we are going to be building a wooden maple and cherry cutting board. The thickness is going to be around 1.5 inches, and let's get to it. Alright, so for material you want to use hardwood. Maple is preferred, and then you can use others like walnut and cherry, and I haven't done it, but you can also build one out of teak, so I'll probably do that in the future too. In this case we are using maple, and then I'm going to use this cherry right here just as a couple accent strips, just so it's not a plain looking block. And when we say edge grain, what we're talking about is this is what will show up on the actual cutting board. They also do end grains, which of course, as you can imagine, would be the end. Think kind of like a checkerboard. One thing to note, make sure it's not very porous. If you look, these ones are really dense and tight. There's not a whole lot of pores, which is exactly what you don't want if you're building a cutting board, so stuff can't get in there. Alright, time to start cutting the strips. So just keep in mind what you want your final thickness for the cutting board to be. In this case I want it to be around 1.5 inches. So I'm going to give myself a little extra. I'm doing about 1 5/8 inches. So that way when I plane it and sand it, the final ends up around 1.5 inches. Alright, got all the strips cut. So now you just got to pick the design you like, lay it up in that particular pattern. Then the other thing to remember is make sure you clean this off really good. I already blew them and wiped them off. I just didn't take a video of it because that's going to be your mating surface and where the glue is going to go. You'll also notice I left the ends a little long. That is so when I run it through the planer, any sniping will occur there and I won't have to trim any off the body of the cutting board. Alright, we got her all glued and clamp up. We will give it a few hours to dry, then we'll come back and take it. Here's what she looks like after going through the planer. The grain really came out nice. Now we just got to cut her down to size and do the edge treatment we want to do. Alright, what I'm going to do here is just add a little decorative piece to the cutting block so it's just not a square block of wood. I'm going to put a core box route all the way around an inch from the edge. So in order to do that, instead of running it all the way through, what I did here is kind of taped out a jig, as you can see, and the Sharpie will get covered up by the cutting block, so I run the blue painter's tape all the way to the end. So that way I have start, stop line. Alright, the final step is just to wipe in the mineral oil.